Gay Tantra, as I've defined it, has two major components. One is Western psychology and the Western psychological understanding of theories of personality and of gay identity theory. The other component is traditional Hindu Tantra and how identity is used, how gay identity is shifted in spiritual practice to take one toward elimination and to elimination. So there's these two, Western psychology and tantric practices dealing with a shift in identity from the limited individual to the unlimited universal self. So, why the Western psychology part? Well, one common feature, and I would say nearly universal feature, of persons who develop gay identities in homo-aversive cultures, which most of them are, is the kind of psychological scars that happen as you grow up feeling increasingly alienated, not only from people in society, but even from your own family. Gay people are perhaps the only minority who are not at home anywhere, even with their own families, if their families are not accepting of them. In my own case, these scars, psychological pains, manifested in part as a feeling of inferiority and lack of confidence in myself. And this lack of confidence permeated my life. I didn't feel confident as a man. I didn't feel confident in my relationship with my parents, especially my father. I felt insecure in school, even though I was generally a bright and student. I always felt somewhat less than others, as if this terrible secret was holding me back. And most insidiously, I felt held back in my own spiritual practice, like I had to keep my gay identity, my gay being somehow separate from spirituality. And that turned out to be disastrous over time. So those scars need to be healed to some extent. They need to be understood and dealt with directly. And Western psychology offers useful tools for that, counseling and so on, to help people understand how their upbringing formed the person that they are, and how to overcome any limitations that upbringing might seem to impose on the individual. So that's the Western psychological component. Now, the traditional Hindu Tantra component is also quite necessary. That starts with you, a person, understanding where you are right now, the person that you find yourself to be right now, including your gay perceptions and desires. And what Tantra does is it takes this natural self, this organic self, and turns it toward the divine self, God, goddess, if you will, or the non-personal self, beyond the individual, the universal self. And it doesn't do this typically by asking you to jump from the ground floor to the roof in a single bound, but it says here, take the stairs. They're a more gradual, natural, and easy, and in some ways a more direct path. I mean, yes, if you can leap in a single bound up to the roof, good for you. Uh, but for most of us, it's more productive just to take the stairs, and quicker too, because you can sit there leaping up and down all you want and not make it to the roof. While if you just take the stairs, up you go. So, what are the stairs? Stairs are a gradual shift in your understanding of self. And this is accomplished through ritual, which includes very detailed and effective visualizations that enable you to reorient your understanding and your experience of self in a way that prepares you for the enlightenment experience. So, those are the two elements of Gay Tantra as I understand them, as I've formulated them. One is dealing with the psychological obstacles of that occur along the path to the development of the gay identity, and then through the techniques of traditional Hindu Tantra, taking the positive aspects of gay identity and turning those very directly toward the path to enlightenment. We can go into more detail about that path another time.